I'm so excited to be here. Yes. Yeah, right. Sometimes it's not gonna be like this, okay?
So I worked at Etihad Airways and I haven't really done a video highlighting the benefits and the lifestyle that I had there. Although in my other videos here, I do put different snippets and stuff. But yes, I worked as an international cabin crew at Etihad Airways. I also worked in another airline before and another airline before. I also worked on cruise ships. So I've been traveling quite a bit, which actually contributed to my evolution as an individual. Now, every job I've done so far in my life, I didn't work for the people, I worked with the companies so that I could make my contribution and get something out of it as well. And what flying did for me is that it gave me an advantage of getting to travel around the world in an enormous way and getting to meet people from different backgrounds, landscapes, different cultures, religious theories, and a whole bunch of other things. Like flying was just an experience for me. But my last flying company was Etihad Airways. Now, before I go any further, let me answer a question that a lot of people have been asking me. McNeil, we know that you love flying. Did you miss it? No, I do not miss flying because I've always said this and I repeat it in all of my videos that every experience comes to give you growth, to enhance your journey, to make you evolve into higher levels of yourself. Now me, I've always had the fascination with motivational speaking. I've always been drawn to inspiring people, and I always said I would fly for as long as I enjoyed it, and once I get tired of it, I would move on and step into my life purpose. If you haven't watched my video, I Got Fired yet, I recommend that you watch it, and it's gonna give you an understanding of how I think as a person and how then let you realize I don't really miss flying. It made its contribution, and now I have grown forward. This is me when I was a flight attendant at Etihad International, or they say Etihad Airways. This is my last leg in flying, and I'm coming back home, so I'm so excited to share this beautiful experience with you. I'm on my way to Chicago. The flying time will be 14 hours and 3 minutes. No more of these for me. I'm back home in the Caribbean. I'm enjoying myself. It's ecstatic down here. Every phase and chapter in your life has something to give to you. We are here exploring and growing. Now hear this. I used to work on those big jets, you know? I worked on this amazing, enormous Airbus 380. Yes, That was an experience of its own kind. Did I always enjoy the flights? Well, not really, but you know, the experience, the adventure was worth it. Yeah, but I had done that, and I also started here. I worked for the regional airline, yes, and I had outgrown it as well. I had outgrown it. And when I was leaving, they said, are you sure you're making the right choice? Well, hello, I trust myself. So I made the right choice, and I advanced further. I also worked for another Middle Eastern carrier. That's another video for another time, but today I'm going to just share with you my experience in a nutshell with Etihad Airways. And this is for those of you fascinated with the flight attendant industry and want to know a bit more about what goes on behind the scenes. And it's also for those of you who are embarking on the journey of becoming flight attendants or cabin crew, and you just want an inspiration or you want a suggestion. Yes, Etihad Airways is a good airline to work with. Well, that's from my experience. Now, I'll tell you, go out there and explore for yourself, because people will tell you all kinds of negative things about different companies. But when you enter there for yourself, you're realizing it's a platform for you to grow. You will have challenges, yes, you know, and then you'll also have the triumphs and the blessings. Now, the job comes in different ways. There's the glamorous side and there's the not so glamorous side. Trust me. So at the moment, I'm working. We're in flight. We just took off about 20 minutes ago. Today, my position was I was as an additional, which is like someone who floats around the aircraft. So I normally work in business class, but today I'm positioned in economy class. That's just because of the position I got today, all right? So part of the job involves taking care of the drinks and serving people, okay? Buongiorno, Miss Torella, ciao. I'm there talking to her, and I'm saying she really looks like Lara. And I'm like, just now, when I walk past her, I said, this is Lara's sister. And then you're gonna get an opportunity to visit exotic countries. and you're gonna go to some places, you're gonna be like, what, does this exist on Earth? But this is life. The contrast contributes to the mix. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into London Heathrow. And this time we ask you to ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. And every part of the spectrum, contributes to the appreciation of the entire thing. So you could enjoy the diversity, and you could also, you can enjoy the diversity, but most importantly, you must honor your preferences.
I want to fly on a Boeing 777 today. Big bird. Yeah. 100 years ago, that wasn't possible, right?
So yes, I worked at Etihad Airways. I worked with them, and in that capacity, I was able to fly with people from different cultures, different backgrounds. That was amazing, and that was also you met great-minded people, you met middle-minded people, and you met some people you wonder what in your brain, girl. But that's all part of the diversity. It contributed to McNeil Griffith's growth as an individual. Yes. Then we got to fly to in Etihad. You get to fly to the network. Introduced me to, well, not introduced me because I had been flying before, but the network, exposes you to North America. There were flights to South America, Europe, Asia, Eastern Europe, Africa, Australia. Name it. I visited places. There were times when I felt like, oh my God, I'm missing the Caribbean. I want some of the tropical, exotic feel. So I would bid for flights to the Seychelles, to the Maldives. I would fly down to Malaysia sometimes to feel the tropical atmosphere. The people are different from the Caribbean, but then I got to mix with humanity in the tropical setting. So that's one of the advantages of the job. I also, even if you don't get to fly to the destinations you want to for a particular month, you still get the option of buying ID90 tickets. An advantage that Etihad gives that a lot of airlines don't give their crew is that you get to fly first class, business class, yes, and then if you want to fly economy, just because you could fly economy, but there's the leeway and the advantage there. So I liked working at Etihad Airways for that. Some other airlines don't offer that, okay? Oh my God, there's so much to share.
This is your last flight. How do you feel?
Well, I'm not sure how I feel.
Why you say not sure? Excited, mixed emotions?
Mixed emotions. I'm excited but very sad.
Oh my God, why sad? Why would you say sad?
Because I know I'm gonna miss this job.
Oh my God.
It's the best job in the world.
How long have you done it for?
Oh, very long. 7 years already.
7 years. Oh my God. Linda is taking away some rich memories with herself. You heard her sad, which means she's enjoyed her journey as an international flight attendant. Yeah. Oh, we wish you the best. Say thanks to Linda. Say something.
There's so much to share. There's so much. Working at Etihad. Well, there were some challenges, like everywhere else. I had those situations where I was like, I'm not having that, I'm not having that. You'd have to deal with some farts in the wind sometimes. It's a fact. You had some managers on board who felt as if they own the aircraft and they own the crew. Now, being McNeil Griffith, I wouldn't accept that. So I'd put my foot down, I would say what I have to say. Again, like I said earlier on, I found my way because it gave me an opportunity to build myself, use my voice to get what I want, and to not let people walk over me as they think as they wish to, and as they would do with other people who would allow it to happen. So, it was all good. Ultimately, the challenges led to triumphs, and they led to evolving of the mind and learning to deal with people with different mindsets and behavioral patterns. This is where, actually working at Etihad is where I learned how to work with a lot of different personality types. But that wasn't just Etihad, that was in every other setting I had been. But let's go next. Etihad Airways, because people have been asking me, do a video on your flying career, but there's so much there when you're flying. Oh my God, Etihad, right. I got to live in the United Arab Emirates. It was a dream I had since I worked in the Caribbean airline. I wanted to work with Emirates Airlines. I went and I applied for the job. I didn't get through, but that's all right. I dusted it off. I moved on. I got the job at Qatar Airways. And then while I was at Qatar, I used to fly into Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And I began to realize the differences between the two different Emirates. I preferred Abu Dhabi, very relaxed, a bit bigger, it's more, the sense I got there is like, it's Abu Dhabi is built for the family. It's more family oriented and stuff like that, and you would feel more of the Emirati culture there, the presence of it there. But in Dubai it was more fast paced, that's where you get to party and have it was just different. So I preferred Abu Dhabi for living, but I would visit Dubai for the fetes and the partying and so it has its beauty. So I realized I would have preferred to live in Abu Dhabi, and then I moved there. So I had the option of applying to Etihad Airways. I got there and I got to live in Abu Dhabi. I've said that already. And towards the end, I spent 6 years working at Etihad. Working with them, it was an experience, yes, but there were the discomforts, and I had outgrown flying. 2 years before I left flying, 2 years before I had left flying, I had written my resignation letter, and for some reason I kept it in drafts and I never sent it through. So I got into a comfort zone because when I look back in retrospect, I had stayed the extra 2 years because for me, it wasn't about just the job of flying. It was about the cultural experience I was having, living in Abu Dhabi, and other opportunities which were available there and things to do outside the job. So flying itself can be a job that's nice, but after a while you get over it, it becomes monotonous like any other job. But then it was about the lifestyle that came with it. So I took a while to resign, and then in the final year I said, okay, this is enough, I need to leave. And coincidentally, I don't believe in coincidences, but all things fall into place. The universe is very interesting how it works. I went on my vacation in March 2020, and I was thinking I wish I could spend 6 months at home just to see how it feels like to not be flying again. And guess what? My wish became, the command to the universe. I got 6 months in St. Lucia. Well, I did 5 months, 3 weeks in St. Lucia because I got stuck here because of COVID. And what happened was I was like, okay, I could enjoy this even longer. So when I went back to Abu Dhabi to resume my duties, then redundance came in about 2 or 3 months later. And here I am. I'm very happy. Like I said, check the video I made on I Got Fired. It gives you a little bit more on the story, okay? Anyway, if you want to fly international and you're youngish or younger or older-ish, younger-ish, whatever you are, but you want to fly and embark on a journey as a cabin crew, I'd recommend Etihad Airways. I had a good experience there amidst the challenges, and it gave me personal growth. Okay, so thanks for watching, and if there's any question you want me to answer about my flying career, whether it's with Etihad or with Qatar Airways or any other airline I've worked with, well, I worked with only 3. I worked with Liat. If you have any questions that I could answer, ask me and I'll expound on it on another video. In the meantime, thanks for watching and take good care of yourselves, okay?